So we're still talking about habits, how to make good habits and create good habits of service. And there's an analogy about priming the pump. And, back in the day when people didn't just turn on the faucet and have water, they had to prime the pump, and they had to pump and pump and pump until the water got from down in the ground to out the spout. And it took a lot of work to prime the pump. And then once the pump was primed, you could just occasionally just pump the handle once or twice, and you'd have water. But that initial time of priming the pump was just something that really took a lot of work. So the idea when we feel like we have to keep stopping and starting when we're trying to create new habits that are difficult for us, it's a lot more work when we're initially starting that, as opposed to when we have created that habit, we can just put in a little bit of effort. We don't have to have that whole mental anguish and hard work around starting something new. So that's the idea of priming the pump.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. And I think there was a quote somewhere, I don't remember if it's Gretchen's book, but the more we move, the easier it is to move, and the less we move, the harder it is to move. And that's because we have to build up momentum again every time, instead of just creating a habit of whatever it is. Because even if we do it for 5 minutes, we've done it for 5 minutes. We don't have to start all over the next day or start all over 3 weeks later, or we have it going. It's supposed to feel easy, because then we'll do it. So yeah, I like the pump example. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And like the more sedentary we are, the harder it is to get up and move.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a lot more aches and pains that go with it, especially as we get older, or our muscle tone. Even, we think about walking, like it shouldn't be hard to walk, but when we don't do that, our muscle memory, the muscle tone, like it's just not as strong as it would be if we just did it. So, and then when it hurts, or it makes us stiff, or it's harder to do the next time. So that's where Deb and I say, like, don't do the overhaul sometimes, because if you've not been to the gym and all of a sudden you go and you like do this hour workout, you are gonna feel like death the next day. Whereas if you go and you just do a little bit, then the next day you're like, oh, that felt good, I can do a little more. If you wake up the next day and your muscles are just screaming at you, the likelihood that you're going to do it again before they stop screaming at you is just not as high as. So anyway.
Very true.
Yeah. So do a little bit and then just keep building on that. The more you move, the more you'll want to move. And,
keep the pump primed. Sisters.
All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.